You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show.
Hello, America.
Hello.
Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another exciting America's Got Talent After Show. Tonight we're doing Week 7, Night 3, Week 8, Night 1, and Week 8, Night 2. So we have a lot to cover. I'm your host, Emile Ennis Jr., and tonight I'm joined again
with Kyra Batte.
And we're missing AJ Gibson and Kaori.
Take.
Take. I didn't want to say it because I didn't know how to pronounce it. We're missing them, but hopefully they will be joining us in the near future. Hopefully next week if we can get the scheduling right.
Yeah, we've got Kaori next week.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, we're gonna dive right into. I always say dive right into. What else can I say? We're gonna explore. We're gonna explore this past week's episode. And last week we talked about what did we talk about? The 2 auditions from the judges' favorites, or the auditions from the judges' favorites in Vegas. And this time we're gonna move to the standbys.
Which I thought kind of sucked compared to the judges' favorites. And I was so excited. And then I actually wrote they should have done the standbys before the finals because there was nothing to amp me up. But
I agree, though, because the standbys were so boring. I know we were talking about last week when we were watching the judges' favorites. We were so excited. It was so exciting. And we were interested throughout the whole episode. And this episode, I was like on the computer, like looking at other things. Like, this is really boring. I don't know. I guess that's why they're all standby.
I guess, it makes sense now.
But they started with AJ's favorite person, Turf. He overslept, and they were going through that little story. That was kind of funny. And so we have the magic acts. The first one was Holly Magic. And it was interesting. He levitated, or she levitated, then he levitated, and
I thought, did they put strings or something that we just couldn't see? Because that was just so obvious.
Yeah,
I've seen that at like a high school play or, I don't know.
This must have been sarcastic. I put wasn't that amazing, but then after I have boring, so it had to be sarcastic. But it was really boring. I think the biggest surprise for that was they actually made it through.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And I don't know why, because even the judges were saying that it wasn't that interesting and they didn't really do anything dynamic or amazing.
Agreed.
The next act was Gianni, who did something similar to Eric Diddleman, the mind reading type thing.
Yes.
I thought that was kind of weird. I'm still trying to figure out how he did it. Do you have any insight? Could you figure it out?
Of course, I looked at it a million times. The only thing is the camera angles didn't catch everything.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is he must have just used, he used a different color marker, but he must have been covering, he used the squares to cover everything. I think that he just might have lifted them up and because no one's really paying attention to what he was doing.
How did he not know that Belon was not a real place, though?
Well, and this is what I'm saying, and I wrote this down too, is it was not entertaining in any way, shape, or form. It was not good at all. And again, isn't that so weird? He wrote Belon for both what Sharon said and what he thought. I mean, it was obvious that there was
he's like, oh, I can't spell. I just can't spell for nothing.
And I love how Sharon was like, it's not a city. Just so you know. He does need to take some advice from Eric Diddleman.
Yeah. Because Eric Diddleman at least can fool us a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Well, at least he fooled AJ and Kaori at least, so that's
but
fine.
We're smarter than that. But he didn't make it through. Then there was Jared and Raja. That was really cool. They had the act where he did the curtain act again, and then he pulled it back and the orchestra appeared. And I'm still trying to figure out where they're coming from, unless there's like a whole. I mean, I know it's an illusion, but I still want to know how they do it. I think it'd be cool if we get an angle like all the way around it while they're doing it.
Oh, letting us see the tricks. Yeah.
But I know they can't do that because they would ruin it. They made it through. So now we have the groups, and I wasn't really impressed with any of them at all. The first one was the Always Band, and they sang "Stronger" by Kelly Clarkson. And I wish the lead singer's voice would have been a little stronger because it seemed like he was straining.
I didn't like that. Okay, minus the song choice, it reminds me of like an what do you call it? Those 80s rock bands
Mhm.
like now that like
Mhm.
sing like 80s rock. I thought it was so horrible.
I,
I just didn't see how that was like acceptable enough to be going to Vegas for America's Got Talent.
and
Like I swear I've seen that at bars or something.
I don't understand how
Like,
they made it through to New York. Like they put them through to the
uh-huh.
next round, but I thought for sure they were gonna get
Yeah, I know.
eliminated.
I was surprised with that too.
But they made it through. Then Word Spit the Illest, which I still think is a retarded name.
I know. It's like a
Excuse me,
sentence.
excuse me.
Like
Mentally challenged.
Soulja Boy, tell 'em.
Yeah.
You know that one rapper? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I think every
Word
time.
Spit the Illest. They did a weird arrangement, and I said I didn't like it. And they had like a little New York in there. I listened to it again.
Because they wanted to go to New York.
Yeah, and I mean I get the concept. You know, that's a nice little plug. Like, hey, send us to New York. But at the same time, it wasn't my favorite. I really liked the lead singer's voice. 'Cause like I said, he has a mix between like John Legend and Music
Yeah, I
Soul
do
Child.
like his voice.
I love his voice. But the guy, the main rapper, who I guess is spitting the illest.
Who's
I
the
can't,
illest?
I can't understand what he's saying ever.
Yeah,
like ever.
neither can I.
So, and he was really confident too, like really confident from the beginning. And even in that episode, he was saying, you know, we're gonna be the ones to beat, and I highly doubt that.
No.
But he made it through. Then we go to the Hillbenders, and they sang Papa Was a Rolling Stone. It was bluegrass. I did not enjoy it. I mean, not because I'm black. I just don't enjoy bluegrass.
Do Filipinos like bluegrass?
I don't know.
I don't think so either. Okay. So we just hated that. All right.
But being from Georgia, like, I'm not even go there. But anyway.
That you're supposed to like it or something?
Well, I'm not supposed to like it, but there's a lot of people who love bluegrass there.
Oh, okay.
I sense that's not sincere, although I have no idea why.
Is that the one? Who's the one with the 9-year-old kid?
Dylan Havens and Friends.
Oh, okay, that's later. Okay, just making sure.
Wait. Yeah, the group. Yeah. And they sang Blue Suede Shoes.
That's right.
And then he had energy. He definitely had energy, but it wasn't a Vegas act. It definitely wasn't a $1 million act, if anything.
No.
It was a good act,
He
but
said
not.
and I quote, "I want this more than a girlfriend."
Yeah. You need to grow up, buddy.
But I just think it's like so funny because like as a grown person, like wouldn't that suck to be like the drummer for a 9-year-old kid?
Yeah.
Like that would suck.
I mean, at the same time, I think maybe they thought they had to think that the cute factor would take him or take them further, but it's just a little chubby kid.
Do you think he's that cute?
No.
Okay.
Not
I
compared
knew
to
you wouldn't.
not compared to half the kids on the show.
Yeah.
Like Little Star.
I know.
God, so freaking adorable. So the Emily Ann band, she was confident too. I put what song was that? What was it? Unique voice, but
I thought the same thing.
of course you
enough
did.
said. Yeah, I know.
We always think the same
Like the same
thing.
person.
The Distinguished Men of Brass. I said they're a fun group. It sounds good. The thing with me is when I listen to the Distinguished Men of Brass, it reminds me of high school band, of my high school band in particular, just putting like a little bit of an edge with a popular song. It wasn't really anything mind-blowing or amazing. I don't know if I could sit in Vegas and watch them perform multiple songs, especially with that loud brass just in my ear the whole
Can
time.
you imagine how drunk and hungover you'd be and you'd have to listen to that?
Okay, well in that case, I probably could listen to it for
Definitely
a
not.
while.
And I think they were fun, but I just don't think they can hold like their own show. But I think they'd be a great opening for a parade or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think the good thing is they've gotten some notice from it because they're a great act, and I know they were talking about how they all lost their jobs because of the economy and everything.
Yeah.
Because everybody has to have a sob story. And so I'm glad they all got together, and I hope they stay together. But this just isn't the right stage for them. But they did make it through to the New York round, so we'll see, or we'll talk about if they made it through to the next round. Then we have the danger category, which I thought was boring too, every single one of them. I'm not going to even talk about these for a long time. Lion Dance Me.
Which one was that?
They were like in the Chinese dragon costume, like hopping over
Oh yeah.
the things. I mean, it was
I thought
cool.
that was kind of interesting.
Oh my God, interesting. We say the same thing. So I put interesting, but that's about it. Like it didn't overwhelm me or make me want to go buy tickets to go see their show. Cliff's demo team, I said interesting karate stuff or whatever they were doing.
Was he really getting his butt kicked though?
I don't know.
Those kids were like 3rd grade. And he was like on the floor like rolling around. I'd feel so guilty beating up kids or getting my butt kicked as an old man. But
it was just really boring to me though. Coda Sports, cool black flips on scooters.
yeah. Now, is it harder or easier to do it on a skateboard or bike? Like, do you know where a scooter trick is in ratio to a
I feel like because the
bike and
scooter's so narrow, it might be harder.
Okay.
But at the same
well,
time,
then I'm impressed, but I didn't like it. But
I'm bad at all sports, so I don't really know.
well,
But
you're preaching to the choir. Yeah.
And moving on.
Okay.
Serengeti Steve. I thought his act was cool. It was definitely interesting. He opened his mouth and Madagascar cockroaches came out.
Oh, that was
And
so
then
gross.
he played with the cobra and he kissed the cobra. It was a black Pakistani cobra.
I thought it was gonna bite his crotch.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
I thought it was going to bite his nose, do something.
Oh.
And I think I would have paid money to see that. As
Yeah,
long
me
as he had a
too.
medic on the side to help make sure he doesn't
and
die.
as he did.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that no type of interaction with the animals or like major injury happened, I don't think I would pay to see that. Like I want to see something. I mean, for danger, I want to see something happen to
If
him.
he got
like,
bit, then you would pay for
right,
it.
he was
if
just
not-
walking around the stage like playing with the snake.
Yeah.
I can do that here. Bring the cobra in right now. I can do that.
And I think he really didn't interact with the audience. It was really just more
Right.
like introverted about him as
Right.
opposed to entertaining the crowd.
I mean, he had the shock factor, but that's about
Yeah.
it. Like, oh, what's he gonna do next? But I don't
Yeah,
think
I could see
anybody
that
would
more
pay.
on film, like as a wannabe, like Steve. What's his Steve Irwin?
Yeah,
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he die?
Yes.
See?
So as like the new Steve Irwin on like film, but I can't really see it on stage.
Yeah.
And I really didn't like how he was talking crap about the kids. Out of all the shows that
Yeah.
he was saying, "Oh, look at them. Well, they're not good." I thought that was so mean. I'm like,
Yeah.
they're little kids.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was rude. But anyway.
Well, thank God he didn't make it through.
Yes.
And then we go to the students, and we have little baby Waki. Or I put students, I mean kids. Little baby Waki, who was 6 years old, and who was best friends with Little Star. I said she was not that great for Vegas, though. She was good, but she wasn't that great. I'm trying to remember.
Right. She was like the little breakdancer, Jabberwocky kind of girl.
Oh, yeah, but
That's
she
where
was
she got
staying
her
in the
name.
same area, like, not doing much. Like,
Yeah, she just like.
I can't dance, but I can do what she was doing, I think.
Can you please? No.
We'll save that for
I've
the
already made you
AfterBuzz
like
talent
sing
show.
on the show. Yeah.
Little Star, she was great though. She's cute. She has spunk. She has personality. She really is confident on stage, and she knows how to own her craft.
Mhm.
She made it through to the next round, obviously. And, you know, I didn't see her talking to her little friend afterwards. Like when she made it through, like where did her best friend go?
No, she must have been so sad. But didn't they like? Wasn't Little Star like really supportive of what is it called, Lil Baby Walkie?
Yeah, when-
Now I love how they're all Lil.
When
Like
little
that's
baby
like
walking,
remember like Lil Bow Wow and like
Yeah.
who else
but
was
now
Lil?
he's Bow Wow.
Yeah, he's
Little
just Bow
Romeo,
Wow.
now he's
Lil
Romeo.
Romeo. Like I don't get that, and it's not little, it's Lil.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think that's cute.
I
But
mean, we all go through our phases. I've been through my nicknames.
really
EJ, E squared.
cute.
Emilio.
I've always been Kyra.
I got an X, guys.
But anyways, back to Little Star. I thought that she had really good props. I liked the military thing. I
Yeah.
thought she had a great choreographer, and also I liked her cute little.
The thing we're gonna talk about this later. Though, the
Facials.
thing with the performance she did on this audition, or for to get to New York, is the music wasn't competing with her act. And you probably know I'm going with that later. The music wasn't competing with her act. When she was doing it, it wasn't distracting at all. It was flowing together perfectly. And we'll leave it at that until we get to the next episode.
Sure.
But yeah, so she made it through. Danielle Stallings was this 14-year-old black girl. Did it again. I always
Always
say.
saying the races.
God. I'm just saying, just in case you don't remember, she was a black girl, 14-year-old. She was a singer. She sang "Who's Loving You" by Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, one of my favorite songs. She had a great voice, nice and powerful.
I thought she was amazing.
It was
on my notes, I
strong.
literally wrote "damn."
She
That's
was,
all I wrote.
It was a beautiful selection. I wish they would have played her whole clip instead of cutting it.
Yeah, me too.
But obviously, we're gonna see more of her. We have to see more of her.
Oh, and I can't wait. I thought, you know how the buzz is really the Shanice Haynes.
Mhm.
I really think
like how
that
you did that,
she.
the buzz. Afterwards.
I really think. I thought that she was really an under-recognized talent this whole
Mhm.
time. The 14, I couldn't believe it. I was like, where has she
They
been?
should have shown
She's
her
good.
during the auditions.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I
Yeah.
think that she could have a fan following. I really liked her, but okay.
Next was she made it through obviously. Next was the Cost fam. They were cool. They were these little dancers.
They kept falling out of their positions,
Yeah,
though.
it
I
wasn't-
didn't get that.
Wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
Tevin McGuire sang Adele, Turning Tables, which
Mhm.
I've said it many times. First of all, if you're gonna audition, unless you can not match Adele but be greater than Adele, which is pretty hard to do, then you should not sing an Adele song for your audition because the expectations are already so high.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he's a little black boy, just saying. And I just don't know if that was
Just
the
FYI.
I don't know if that was the best song for him. I mean, it was good though. I watched today's episodes and before I came here, and then I guess because it's on some playlist or whatever, it started playing yesterday's or last week's episode again, And when that part came on, I was listening while I was putting on my makeup, and then I was like, oh, it actually doesn't sound that bad. So it wasn't terrible, but at the same time, it's just Adele's up here, so you're automatically going to be somewhere down
Of
here.
course, and that's what they say if you want to sing like Mariah or Whitney or
Right.
any of those singing legends, is don't even touch it unless you
Right.
can do it better, or like you said, your own style.
Yeah, I'm
So,
no
I
Luther
agree.
Vandross, but
And I can't sing at all, so that's fine. Real quick, I want to bring up Howard versus Howie and Sharon. Did you see that little fight that they had?
I
That little
did
tiff?
see that. Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because I think, like, I love Howard and I agree with him, but, you know, he was like, I'm the king of media, and, you know, the egos are clashing, and I think he's like the. I think he's a brand new judge, so I don't know. I think he has kind of an ego for
Howard has
being
an
a first
ego,
judge.
and he's very, very confident that he is the main reason why the show is doing so well. Like, he is the show in his mind. And at first I thought it was just an act, but I'm starting to believe it as we see more episodes, especially the live taping now where he has no censor, no editing. Like, I think he truly believes that if he was not on the show, which I think is partially true, though, he's made the show so much better.
See, I agree. I want you guys to tweet us and let us know. I will agree that he has made the show better. I like his comments. I think he's funny. He's obviously the correct judge in my opinion, but I don't know if he should like say it.
Yes,
it's a little I think he needs to tone it down a couple
it's so
notches.
blatant when he says it. It's like, I mean, we
and
might
then it
agree
makes you
with
not
you.
want to like him.
Right. Because I'm starting to second guess whether or not I like him or not because of the way he's acting now.
Yeah.
But
I agree. Okay, sorry. Moving on.
I know
I
you're
just
good.
had to say that.
But Tevin McGuire, little black boy, did not make it. Unity in Motion. I said it was interesting. It was beautiful. Howie said there were a couple of mistakes. I'm not really remembering them in my mind right now, but they made it through, so I guess they were good. The Williams brothers, or brothers, as they had it.
Brothers.
I said it's awesome. I would pay to see that. But they didn't step it up in my mind. And they weren't in sync the whole time either. And you could see the lack of confidence in the brother when he apparently, like, made the mistake that we didn't even notice, and that kind of messed him up.
I didn't even notice, and I couldn't believe that they said it because, you know, they always say don't admit when you've made a mistake, and that made me so sad. When who called him out on it? Howard? He was like, "Did you mess up?"
Yeah, one of them did.
And he was just like, "I have to be honest." Yeah, and I was like,
and looked like he was about to cry too.
I know.
The thing was, this act is so similar to the Scott brothers that it was kind of like the competition. Like if you had to pick between them, obviously the Scott brothers.
They have nothing on the Scott brothers.
They had no chance of.
I mean, they can add like 30. I mean, they are like 30 years older than them.
Yeah. So they have a chance still. Then we have the aerialist, Summer Lacey with the red hair, black girl with the red hair.
Brown people edition.
She was an acrobatic aerialist, and she was really good. She used the hoop this time, but it wasn't. I think I liked her little ribbon chain thing.
Oh, me
whatever,
too. I didn't
better.
like the hoop.
The only thing I liked about the hoop is when she did the neck hang at the end.
That was the only thing that was cool about it. I was kind of bored, and besides the head balance, that was it. I do think the head balance was cool and dangerous.
But because she did that right at the end, she did the neck hang, and I was like, oh wow. But other than that, it wasn't really anything spectacular than her just swinging around on a hoop in the air, which I think. I mean, the Cirque du Soleil performance was way more interesting tonight than what she did. So then we had Ben Mendoza Circus, and they gave an interpretation of Alice in Wonderland, and it was just all over the place.
I thought it was scary
just
as hell.
chaotic. I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I got it, but I didn't get it. And I'm glad they didn't make it through.
I just think it's really unoriginal, too. You know what I mean? Like, we've already tapped into that.
Okay, but the thing that bothered me is, okay, yes, you can do an interpretation of something, but the problem was you completely went away from what your act was supposed to be about. There wasn't any like contortionism or like anything, any aerialist acts. They were literally just running around the stage like dancing. If that was the case, they should have been the dance category instead of the category they were put in. So that was my issue. Like I didn't have anything against what they were trying to do. I just wish they would have stuck to the main goal. And that goes to what AJ always says. Sometimes when you can't figure out the proper thing to do or something that's going to keep people entertained, you have to do a whole bunch of distractions. And I think that's what they did.
A lot of fluff. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Next was Donovan and Becky, and once again, I was amazed with them. At first, I didn't know what they were going to do. I was like, okay, it's just another rope or whatever. He climbs up the rope, then he comes down. I was like, oh. Then she climbs up the rope.
Superstar. She really steals the show.
She does. And, like, she leaned out, and I don't know how she did that, like, leaned out perfectly, like, straight out, 90-degree angle to the floor. And then he, like, starts whipping her around so fast. And
it was so fast.
But the thing was, she didn't even, like, she wasn't moving or budging or anything. I thought for sure she was going to fly off and there's going to be a lawsuit.
I thought she was going to, like, throw up when she got down.
And
Or,
she
like,
wasn't
walk
even
really good.
phased. She wasn't
know.
phased at all. And the strength that he must have to like, and he
Mhm.
slowed her down too, like everything.
And I thought their costumes were really cute.
Yeah.
Did you like their
Yeah.
costumes though? Even
it
the
was
guy one, would you have worn the guy's
I
costume?
definitely want to warn the guy one, but
It
it was
was
interesting.
like nude with just like bedazzlements like in the crotch area.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. They compliment each other. I wouldn't wear it just because I need to work on my muscles first before I
Well,
can.
I would have told her no. Like her outfit was cute, but as a guy, I would never wear that.
Yeah.
She was obviously wearing the pants in the competition.
It was a weird outfit though. He could have worn some solid. Some solid.
Yeah,
color.
yeah.
I don't even want to give this next category the time of day, but I'm just
Okay,
gonna
we
briefly
won't.
talk about them. Rappers. Rob Hayes sucked. The Rhythmist sucked. He sounded old, like he was from the '90s. Savette, whatever, he rapped and played the violin. He was kind of cool. Granny G, she was rapping and then she stripped
Yeah.
and then she started singing. And I put WTF.
Yeah, I think she hit it. Because remember how we used to like her at
Mhm.
first, and AJ and Kaori didn't. It was because I thought that she was kind of different. She was funny, and she was rapping about like she was like an old grandma
Right.
rapping to us about how we're all like sinners and
Right.
reality TV junkies and sleep with people randomly. But then I thought where she went with it was so disgustingly off.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden she's stripping and
Yeah.
dancing around and doing like a pelvic circular thrust. I didn't get it.
The thing is, I think the thing that kind of messed some of these people up, which I didn't think she was going to make it to New York anyway, but the thing that messed some people up is when the judges said, "Come back to us with your talent, but take it to the next level."
Mm-hmm.
Taking it to the next level doesn't want to. It doesn't mean I want to see some 60, 70, 80-year-old lady strip on stage, because it definitely wasn't anything flattering. The only person who enjoyed it was Burton Crane, who's the other old dude.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say they found love. Well, not really, because I think she's married. But they were like talking about their strokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
It's so weird. Oh my god.
Okay.
It was
we'll
weird,
move
though.
on. Yeah, it was. I didn't like it.
And the reason why it was weird is because Burton Crane, this old dude too, he sang in a different key. That he was boring. I said boring but funny. Why did I put that? Because he wasn't funny. It was a different key but the same tune.
Yeah.
So it's the same tune as What You Gonna Do? What You Gonna Do?
It was, and he openly admitted that
Yeah.
too.
Which was his mistake too. So thank God none of the rappers made it through because I could have
Thank
made it
God.
through. I used to rap.
Really?
Mhm.
Can you do
If
a little
you-
sample?
No sample.
Okay.
But in middle school, I came up with a little rap on the bus. I'll do it one day. Maybe I'll do that
Okay.
for the talent show.
Okay, let's
But
do
oh,
it.
if you go on YouTube, I posted today. Go to my Twitter.
Okay.
If you go on Twitter, if you follow me at Emile E Jr, there's a YouTube link in my senior year of college because I sing, but they wanted me to be the rapper to do Bruno Mars and Travis McCoy Billionaire,
Oh.
and I performed that.
Okay, I will check that out.
Yeah, watch that.
I will stalk you.
Get to see Emilio.
Ending about the rappers, I just remember that old guy said that she's pretty sexy.
I know, it was weird.
When she took it off, I thought that was interesting that she didn't need the walker the
Yeah.
whole time because I thought she was really
It's
like this
all an
fragile
act.
old lady.
It's all an act.
So I thought that was like kind of fake, but
Yeah.
it was very funny because all the rappers like hated on each other,
Yeah.
whereas like people in the groups are like, "Oh, you did so good" and all that, and the rappers are just like,
Well, the
"What?
thing
What
for-
do you expect?"
The thing for
Yeah.
me is if any of them came out with the CD, I don't think I would buy any of their CDs. But
I
there's
know.
plenty of CDs I would buy, and if you go to AfterBuzzTV.com, right at the top there's an Amazon banner, and you can make all of your purchases from that link. The website looks exactly the same. You can purchase CDs, movies, anything you want actually. Pretty much anything. I'm not gonna
Yes.
say anything, but
It's the real
Yeah.
Amazon. It's not taken to a fake Amazon. It's the real Amazon.
it's funny at work today. One of my coworkers, the visual effects artist I'm good friends with, he was like, he wanted to purchase a hard drive and some other stuff. It's like $300 worth. I was like, oh, you should purchase it through our website. Go to
That's
AfterBuzz
right.
TV, click on the banner. He's like, oh, well, I don't trust that. They might keep my information. I was like, no.
No. Was
But-
it to help us?
No, we don't keep any information. Only Amazon.
So
Yeah, Amazon will keep your
So you can
information, not-
make your purchases. We're not gonna like try to stalk you and send you
Yeah.
promotional material about AfterBuzz.
Yeah.
Again, the point is, we actually have no access to the information of who you are. We only know, like, hey, here's the total monthly. Here's your percentage. There you go. For all I know, they could be lying to us of how much we actually get. So keep spending. 'Cause
Yeah,
eventually
we
we'll
don't-
know if they're lying to us.
Yeah. See.
Do you shop a lot at Amazon?
Yeah.
I do. So.
I have to purchase
Gotcha.
the Scandal DVD set. I did a giveaway on my blog to give away the Scandal season 1
Oh,
DVD,
smart.
but now I have to actually buy it for whoever won. Okay. So the next group were the dancers.
Yes.
The first one was Battleborn. They did break dancing. It was interesting. Not terribly interesting because I had. Can you remind me? Do you remember them? I don't.
It's okay. We'll just move on.
Old shoes, new shoes. It was an interracial couple. I was
Yeah.
like, do I have race issues or something?
Oh, I thought they were cute. No, you don't.
I
It's just like, I guess, probably an easy way to remember.
Yeah, that's how I remember. I see a black person, like, okay, I got you.
Brown People Edition.
That's right.
Old shoes, new shoes. They were tap dancers. They were good, not great.
Yeah, I thought for an old lady though, she can tap.
Yeah, definitely.
But again,
When you think about the rest
yeah.
of the competition,
am I
like,
just using the cute factor
Yeah.
to get her points?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was cute. Though.
Sorry.
It was definitely a cute little act. The Lisa Clark dancers, I put they were crisp, nice, and they looked so happy together. They were a young group. It was nice though.
Are you talking about the demented dancing thing?
Yeah, they were wearing red and black.
Yeah. I thought they were good, but I think that we've already seen the demented dance like that. That's like a new like breakout star.
Yeah.
I think it was on America's Best or America's Got Talent.
Yeah,
or
it was
one
on
of
their
those
previous season.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of think that that's already been done.
They made it
But yeah.
through though, so maybe we'll see something
Hopefully we'll
different.
see
from
something
them.
different. Yeah.
And then the Scott brothers, so crisp and tight, and I didn't see a single mistake.
No,
Unlike-
they never make
Never.
mistakes.
Unlike the Williams brothers, where you could see, or brothers, where you could see, they were having some issues. The Scott brothers, like every single thing was in sync, and it in sync. Every little thing was in sync, and you could just tell that they practiced and they really wanted this
Oh,
so
yeah.
bad, and it showed even tonight or last night's episode, and then we'll talk about that. But
And can you believe that they're 47 and
I
48?
know. And the funny thing is, they look like
That's
twins,
insane.
and they're
Yeah, they
they're a
do.
year and a half apart.
I know. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay.
But hey, who's next? Inspire the Fire. I love this group. I
Is
love
that the
this
Urban
group.
Glee?
Mhm,
Okay.
The Urban Glee. Are they all black?
Probably.
Okay.
I think they are.
They're singing and dance troupe, and they
Yeah,
sang,
I think that they are. I don't remember one other. Okay.
they sang "Dancing in the Street," and they had color. They had it's just so much talent in that one little
Mhm.
group, and I think the funny thing was the judges were saying they didn't know if they could find a place for them. They went through to the next round. They're like they don't know if they could find a place for them, but I think people would say or pay to see them in Vegas if they had like a full-on show.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And I agree with you. People watch Glee all the time.
Right.
There's Gleeks or what have you. It's the same thing.
Right.
Similar, at
Yeah.
least.
Just urban.
Yeah, and just with the twist. And I would definitely pay to watch it. I really liked them. I thought that they shouldn't psych themselves out, though.
No.
I mean, I thought with all the adversity they had gone through, like, because one got hurt and then somebody missed their
You
flight.
had a
it
lot
was,
of drama.
It was a really crappy story,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't think that they should psych themselves out. I mean, they were getting sick. I don't know. I hope that they don't have any more problems.
I mean, I think they're gonna go far though, because they have the energy. They have they're just a nice. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh air. So next we have the novelty acts. The first one was one of my favorite groups now. Seriously, David Garibaldi and the CMYKs.
I know.
And this time they painted Elvis.
With
And
the Elvis music.
yeah.
How clever.
And I said it looks pretty amazing. The picture turned out great, and I think it's just the fact that, each week, obviously, they said in one of the episodes they're trying to like bring back rock and roll, that whole thing. It makes sense. But the thing is, with their act, it's something I really have never seen before, and the fact that they can paint such a beautiful image in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's like, how did they do that?
That's what I always thought. Is how can not only is that such a pretty picture, how can you do it in that short amount of time?
And then not only that, but the way they do it is not like where they're sitting there like painting like
Yeah.
they just splash the paint on, and then
know,
it
right?
ends up being this masterpiece. So I think if anything, I'm gonna make a prediction right now.
Oh.
I think that they are definitely gonna be in the.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'm trying to decide if I want to. I'm gonna say I think they can make it to the top 4. That's an interesting act.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put
I
that
think
out
they're
there.
good. Yeah.
That's really good. Then next we had John Peasy.
What'd you think?
The virtual
virtual
was that the one with the iPad?
Yes.
I thought it was boring.
You didn't like it?
Oh no, Kira and I disagree.
I
Oh
know,
no.
Well, we disagreed about horse. He already messed that up. Well, I mean, whatever. He went home. I wasn't laughing, like rolling on the floor laughing, but I didn't think his material was that funny. But I thought him as a ventriloquist is really, really talented. Only because he can be a guy talking like a girl, and then a guy, and then a girl mimicking a guy, and then a guy mimicking a girl. You just didn't like him at all.
The only thing
he
interesting
switched it
about that
up.
act was the girl was kind of hot. That was the only thing.
She was very pretty.
That
Yeah.
was, and I think that was.
Did no one like that? I think Sharon didn't like it. Well, probably because he always makes fun of Sharon, like, every time.
Yeah.
It was, like, the perfect couple, and it was, like, Ozzy and Sharon, and he always makes her talk like this.
Right.
Which actually really does talk like that,
She
so,
does, but,
okay.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't make it through. And it's funny, everybody, oh, no, not everybody. Well, we'll talk about it. Okay, Michael Nehad, or Nehad, plays Lady Gaga on the shovel and some other weird instrument. Was he playing, like, a rake or something? The point is, I don't understand how he made it through because, you know,
I don't either.
if we're just gonna create instruments out of everything, like we, like create an instrument out of a shoe, a condom, like,
I can't understand anything you're saying.
like I don't understand, like, what he comes up. I understand he creates these instruments, and I understand there is a talent there, but every single thing that you are creating to an instrument doesn't make it sound good.
And it doesn't. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in this
yeah.
episode or the past episode. But like turning a chair into an instrument doesn't mean it's gonna sound good. Yes, it might make a noise, but it's not gonna be a great noise.
And I thought it was weird. I couldn't believe that he actually made it, only because, to me, I know how he says that's not a real, like, I mean, I think that that's cool and interesting, and you're very innovative and like an inventor in some way, but I don't necessarily think it's like talent that you can make your own instrument. You know what I mean? Like, I can sew clothes. Should I go on that show?
Yeah.
You know, I don't really think that that's a talent.
If you can do it in 30 seconds, do like a full outfit.
Yeah, maybe then. I'd probably get X'd, like, in New York or something.
Probably. So yeah, I'm upset that he made it through to the next round. Rockstar Mike the Juggler, I just put cool. What do you think about him?
Didn't care much,
Yeah. The 2-Bits, they're in their mid-60s. I think they're twins. They were all right. Nothing spectacular.
Yeah, same.
And then finally, a big WTF. I keep wanting to actually say it. A big WTF for Big Barry.
Is that the guy? Oh, yeah!
New York, New York.
New York. Doesn't he really sound like? I
put he howled New York, New York the whole time. That's all he did.
New
York, New York.
No, you sound way better.
But he made it through.
I put jeez. That was
How did he make it through?
And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe, because I was getting spot on, because I make predictions in my mind while I'm playing the show, like, you know how I always do it. I'm like, yep, they're definitely going home.
Yeah.
That, I was so wrong.
He took away a decent spot. Somebody else deserved to have that spot.
I agree with that.
I don't know if I'm sure they're trying to do it for ratings, but I don't care about him enough or want to see him anymore.
He's not gonna make it. You know, when they do the top 4 in each, he's not gonna make.
He's gonna
4.
try to
He
step
not.
it up. He's gonna do like Beyonce. Oh, the single ladies. Oh.
Yeah, that was definitely very bad. Yeah,
that was a wasted
very
spot.
Disappointed.
Definitely a wasted spot. And then time for the solo dancers with Turf. And you know we love Turf. But the first dancer was Lindsay Norton, who I think is amazing too. But I don't think she stepped it up. She just changed her outfit to black instead of white.
Yeah.
And it looked about the same. I was waiting to see something spectacular, and I didn't really see it.
Because you have to up your ante now. Yeah.
She looked like she deserved to be on the Olympics or something, though. Maybe she's tried that route.
There you go.
I don't know. She made it through. And then Elusive. I mean, it was an interesting story. He's missing most of his hearing. And I put great performance, but nothing that stands out, really.
Yeah.
Did you? Cool.
Same. We're so on the same page.
Always.
Okay, yeah.
And then Steps. I like the little East Coast versus West Coast thing they did with Steps versus Turf.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
However, obviously Turf reigned supreme because Steps, he was trying to use props and he kind of stayed in his comfort zone, I think, because I didn't really see a lot of like, oh, like I can't watch that. And with Turf, Turf literally, it looked like he popped his arm out of socket and then like went all the way around.
I remember that one move. But so let me ask you, what do you think in general about the contortionist's talent?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
I went to Boulevard 3, was it last weekend? I think last weekend. And while I was there, they randomly had dancers come on stage, but they weren't like random dancers. One of the dancers or dance groups was one of the dance crews from America's Best Dance Crew from, I want to say, last season or 2 seasons ago, and they were based out of New York. And, you know, obviously we're all in a different state of mind at the club, but we were sitting there, and I don't really think that's something, like, even in that state of mind, I don't want to see it even if, okay, let me phrase my words properly here. I don't think I want to see that, period.
Okay.
I wouldn't pay to see that.
Yeah, and I actually think that. Sorry, were you?
No.
I think the same thing too. And I know this sounds really weird, but when I see it, to me, it disgusts me.
Yeah.
I haven't. This isn't the first time I've seen the contortionist dancing moves. I've seen this way before, back in different dance shows and all that kind of stuff. And to me, it's almost disgusting. And I remember when it first started coming out, people wouldn't even vote them through, the judges, because they thought it was disgusting. Now I guess it's up and coming, or a trend. I wouldn't pay to see it. I think it's gross. I think it's disgusting. I know that's AJ's friend, and I mean it is, I guess, like a talent, but I just think that that's so.
So you wouldn't pay to see Turf either?
No.
So that's the thing. Turf is an exception for me.
Oh really? Oh good.
He does it, but it's kind of like.
I just keep wanting to go like this.
With Steps, I was looking away, not interested. When Turf does it, like it's like, oh, it's disgusting, but I can't turn away from it. Like, I don't know. But you're right. I don't know if I would pay for it. I think I would, but.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna
we'll have to see.
He's definitely. That's another prediction. I think he's gonna be in the top 4, hopefully.
Yeah,
just because he has a great story.
I think he will, because he's a favorite, and they're focusing a lot on him. But I thought it was sad because both the guys. This was like, it was kind of that all or nothing. They have nothing, and it's this dream, just kind of like Tupac versus Biggie Smalls or something.
Right.
And with Barry, the New York, it's like, why didn't you just get him out, or Ulysses out, the whole theme song singer, and put both of them in so that they can have that opportunity, and you can keep upping the ante and making them go against each other and doing that East Coast West Coast rival. I didn't understand why it had to stop there. I didn't like it.
Because if they would have taken Big Barry out, they definitely could have put both of them through. But honestly, do you think Steps deserved to go to the next round? Because I don't. His act was not that great compared to Turf.
No, I knew they were gonna pick Turf. Personally, I liked the props. I know I'm so cheesy, but but compared to Barry and some of the other acts that went through, or the whole the band that sang Stronger, I think like it would mean it would be better than Steps. I think it meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
Not that I should be voting on sob stories, but I felt bad.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's my 2 cents.
Well, we want to know what you think. Last week, Apple released a new podcast app that you can get from the App Store. I know we have it now on our phones. Well, not me on my phone because I don't have an iPhone. But anyway, on my iPad. But you can download that app, and we would love for you to subscribe to all the AfterBuzz TV after shows you're interested in, specifically our after show. And be sure to rate and comment as well, because it really does help us out. And you can listen to us right after tonight's show on iTunes. You can watch us on YouTube, but the main thing is to rate and comment on iTunes for us, and that would really do us a big one. So
thank you guys.
Oh, and tell a friend, because if you like our show, your friend probably likes our show, and then they'll tell a friend, and then so on and so forth.
When something good happens to me, it also happens to you.
Exactly. So spread the word. AfterBuzz is great, and we want everybody to know about it. So yeah. But yeah, now we're finally going to get into week 8, night 1.
I do have one question.
Yeah, what's up?
What happened to that one guy we both liked? The guy that created his own, not the vacuum guy, but the one that
always on the same page. Okay,
I know.
So I was thinking the same thing.
Tell me.
My thing is, remember
what
in
happened?
the first, before the judges' favorites, before they did that, they let 3 people go through. Was he one of those guys? He had to be, because remember.
Okay, I hope so.
In the previews
I was so disappointed.
In the previews for like the coming weeks, he was in there. Like they showed him in there. So he had to be one of the 3 they let through, because they let through the cannonball guy. And I'm thinking maybe him.
I hope so.
And then somebody else. I can't remember.
Oh, great. You know what I really think it is, though? I think that they were the judges' favorites, and they just didn't want to do the setup. Because where are you going to have a guy come out of a cannon in Las Vegas?
That's true.
And then maybe the harp guy, it was just too much work to do the whole thing. That's just what I think. Because I didn't get why do you have, like, 3 special people?
That makes sense. We need to look up to see who the
We're
last
such
person was.
conspiracy theorists. Like, every single time we always have something. All right.
We're usually
good,
right,
good.
though.
I'm glad he's still in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So week 8, night 1, once again, a dramatic, powerful opening. And they were like, in 90 seconds, your dreams can come true. And that's what makes this show so great, because, people come over here and we make their dreams, blah, 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 blah. And they switched to a new place this time. They're in the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, and we were talking about this before the show. They're talking about, oh, you made it to New York, you're going to New York. And they had this big segment where they were like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, like all the people from New York saying all this stuff. So if they're talking about being in New York, why are they at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center?
That's right. It's not New York. It's New Jersey.
That's like if we were excited about going to Atlanta, but we're in Alabama. Like, it's not the same. Like, even though they're right next to each other, like, it's not the same.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they keep saying New York, because it's not New York.
It's New Jersey.
And again, like I said, New Yorkers would shun upon that.
Yeah.
They really do not like that.
Nobody wants to be associated with New Jersey these days. Not with the Jersey Shore on, even though I love that show.
Do you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That was awkward.
Oh
Awkward
yeah, you do.
silence.
I'm just like so
Um,
disappointed.
But yeah, so they at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, and I thought this was interesting. Before they actually went to the show, we saw highlights and outtakes. And while I was
Yeah.
watching that, all I could think about was you guys, like just talking about it with you guys. That was fun to
Aw.
recap. And then I want to hear your favorite highlights. I put my favorite highlight so far from all the auditions was the lockjaw girl with the apple. And then also Ron Christopher Jr.,
Which one was that?
the really gay black guy who did the movie trailer voice.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it was so refreshing to see him back on. 'Cause
Yes.
I remember us talking,
Yes.
saying I really hope we get to see him. He's such an amazing personality, and I think that's what really got him through. Because to me, he is very talented.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's a $1 million headlining show
Right.
is to hear some guy talk in that voice like about movie trailers. And I knew that it was his personality, and I was so happy when I heard his dreams came true and he got picked up and he's in California now. And see, you don't have to win the show. You just need the exposure
It's so true.
to get it. Because people, at the auditions, everyone was saying, oh, I have to win this. They're throwing up in the bathroom. They're going crazy. They're psyching themselves out. And it's like, you guys, like,
In reality shows, the thing for me
You
is you don't
need to
have to
calm
win because a
down.
lot of times the winners don't even do that great. Like if you stand out, that's the main
Yeah.
important thing. I mean,
look at Ruben Studdard versus Clay Aiken.
Yeah.
Or Adam Lambert versus Chris Allen,
Jennifer
like,
Hudson.
oh, yeah. So I just don't think you need to win, and I think that they're putting too much pressure. It's like your life will go on. I mean, just like the two American Idol contestants, Jessica Sanchez and who's the one that won, Phil
Phil
Phillips.
But everybody
They were
knows
both
Jessica
on America.
Sanchez.
Yeah, they were both on America's Got Talent before they went on American Idol.
Mhm.
So there's other reality TV shows. We know that by the 702, or is it 702 crew? The one that was on America's Got.
Oh,
or
787.
787. Yeah, they were on a
I
previous
wish they would
reality
go
show
back
too.
to Puerto Rico. I don't like them. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to Ron Christopher Jr. for getting picked up by a movie producer, and hopefully we'll hear his voice soon. And then Nick interviewed the judges, and I still think there's a bit of tension between Howard and Howie.
Of course, they're
major
two
tension.
men. Hello.
But,
they're
like,
gonna bump heads.
Howie really can't deal with Howard getting so much airtime, I don't think.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, then Howie needs to say some more smart alecky clever stuff.
Well, if you notice, whenever Howie tries to talk, like even when Howie's giving his comments, Howard will cut him off or try to cut him off. And I think it's really starting to get to him. I just want to see them duke it out.
We'll see the tension.
That's a prediction. I want to see them get into a big fight.
Exclusive prediction.
And then we saw outtakes between Nick and the judges. I want to be on this show after seeing the outtakes between them. Because the funniest thing was they did the blackhead surgery.
Yeah.
And they made it all dramatic. And Howie being a germaphobe, like them trying to get into his ear.
I know, especially when Sharon. He's like, Sharon, you touch everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, of course he would say that.
It was really fun though. It was nice to see a different personality from them or a different side of them.
Mhm.
And then we went to the green room for the first 12 quarterfinalists, and then we went live. And the first thing I said was beautiful stage. I mean, the arena's just breathtaking because
Wasn't it awesome? Yeah.
I mean, you can see it here, but like they have like so many different elements in that whole arena, but the lights are a little overwhelming sometimes. But still, I want to go to a live taping. I was
Yeah.
hoping they were in Vegas, so then we could try to go to a live taping at least once.
Oh,
but
that would be awesome.
they're in New Jersey.
Yeah,
so
and they're gonna stay there, right? You
I
said?
think so,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so too.
maybe
So
they'll come
especially
back.
all that effort
I
they
hope
put
they
on
come back to
stage.
Vegas for the finals. Then maybe we can go. I mean, I've never been to
Yes.
Vegas. You guys can take me.
You've never been? Have fun. Be awesome.
I know. So when they introduced, or when Nick introduced the judges, once again, Howard got the loudest applause, of course. And then the first group was Distinguished Men of Brass, and they performed Crazy in Love by Beyonce. It was all right. Once again, high school band sounding. Didn't see anything where they stepped it up, really. What'd you think?
Yeah, and that's what I agree. I think that at this point, what we really want to see, this is the third time we've seen them now. Each time, you really have to put it to progress. And I was thinking to myself, gosh, if I was a talent, what would I do? And it is very difficult. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I have suggestions on how to do that. But each time you really, even if it's starting, a little bit lower or just, and then building up, you have to build it up. You can't do the same thing over and over again.
Well, the thing is with them, if they're going to do Crazy in Love by Beyonce, why didn't they get like some hot dancers out there to do the choreography for it while they're doing that? Then at least it would be something for us to look at.
That's
Yeah.
some imagination you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
I need to help them out because I mean that's the reason why, and I'll go ahead and say it now. They didn't make it through to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
So they have been cut, and I'm not surprised. And then Howard Stern let them know that if they make it to the next round, he was like, you need to narrow it down and let some solo work be done, let somebody stand out. But I mean, I'm kind of in a way glad they didn't make it through. But
Yeah, yeah.
I hope they succeed though because their story was touching.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I think they'll find some
Yeah.
home, in that niche. But
in parades. That's
the
about it.
Macy's Day Parade. There you
Yeah,
go.
the Macy's Day Parade. Next, I freaking love this dude, Edon. He always sings my favorite song. He did another David Guetta song, Titanium. And it was just amazing, little Jewish kid. And they were all. It was funny because it was kind of like the elephant in the room. This was the first episode they finally acknowledged that he was Jewish.
Yeah,
But
finally.
before they didn't make any point. I mean, it's not important, but I was just waiting for them to say something. And, I was waiting for Howie to make some type of joke, and he did. He's like, "That was
Especially
amazing."
since aren't they both Jewish? The judges, the men judges.
I don't
Howard's
know.
got to be Jewish.
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking. Yeah, well, Howie definitely is.
Yeah. But yeah, it was funny how they finally acknowledged that. But yeah, his voice is amazing. And he was like he's nervous about hitting the high notes. There are some really high notes in that song. But for such a young age and so much talent, I mean, I definitely think he's gonna go far. And he was saying, who was telling us, one of the AfterBuzz hosts was telling us that on today's show today, on the Today Show today, Howie basically said that he's gonna make it to the top 4, like the finals. And I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with
he'll do
that.
really well.
And he said America's gonna fall in love with you because you're humble and nice, and you don't seem like a stage kid.
And it's true. I remember thinking to myself, when he really came up to the stage, you see a lot of nerves. And, I'm really good at detecting nerves. And they're, you can see what's going on in their mind. But he just had his hands in his pocket. And he's young. He's 14. He really had, like, a calm confidence about him when he was getting critiqued. It was very interesting for somebody at such a young age.
And thank God he made it through.
Yeah.
He made it through, and I'm really happy about that. Next was Jared and Raja, the piano magician. And before their acts were interesting. Those were the ones who did the curtain acts. This one wasn't interesting because he was in a shower in board shorts, and then he was singing in the rain, and then like he had little like ladies come out. He would like shake the curtain, and then the women would appear, but you could see their legs like under the curtain on stage.
And that's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, is that feet? Is that feet? And you know me with the magic people. I literally replayed it, I think about 5 times just to figure out what he did.
Yeah.
It was just too obvious.
It was really bad.
And when the judges critiqued him, I mean, everyone from, Howard to Sharon to Howie, everyone was like, well, no, Howie kind of liked it. Howie liked it. But they were saying, we could see, and it's such a big stage with all the different angles, we could see exactly how you did it. So it's too bad for a live audience. But even on TV, I could see the feet, and they needed longer towels. They definitely did.
Thankfully,
and it was
he got
cheesy.
cut. It was really cheesy. And he tried to add the singing element in there, and that didn't work. And I understand what he was saying because it's kind of hard because he was trying to give the piano a purpose. So I guess by adding the singing in the rain and that whole thing, it just didn't work though. And
it really didn't have a. You're right. It wasn't needed, but they have to incorporate it because they're a team.
Right.
So.
So yeah, they got eliminated. Next was Little Star.
Little Star.
Yeah, I put interesting artist choice. She did LMFAO. I don't know. This is what I was talking about earlier with her. The music was competing with her act.
Yes, tell me about that.
Because when she was tapping, like in her previous performances, she had the attitude, she had the tap down, but the tapping correlated with what she was tapping to. And this time it seemed like it was just sporadic tapping. That It was messing with me because the beat is so strong and the song choice that she had, and then her tapping was kind of going against that, and it was like, what's going on? And so, I don't know. I was kind of sad that happened to her just because I thought that she was going to be one of the people to go towards the end just from cute factor and her talent.
So do you think she's going to...
Well, no, she got cut.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Cut.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, I made the prediction that she wasn't going to get cut when we were trying to guess.
Oh, that is right.
She got
yeah.
cut, yeah.
So do you think that she's going to be the next Shirley Temple?
No. I don't.
Okay.
She doesn't. It was funny because he told her, I think you're going to be the next Shirley. Who said that? Howie?
Howard. No, Howie. Yeah,
Howie said that. And she was like, oh, she doesn't know who Shirley Temple is. I barely know who Shirley Temple is.
She's like, just smile, like what my mom and dad told me. I will say this, something that I do like about Howard, though, I will tell you, is instead of just saying, because I feel like Sharon just kind of says, oh, you're great. She's like the Paula, you know what I mean? You're great. Howie's Howie. What I really like about Howard, instead of saying, oh, you suck, or, oh, I like you, he gives suggestions, like, well, next time, I think I'd really want to see that. And, I don't know if he's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I think he's right, but I guess it's different, like in your imagination, and then what they really do and interpret that. Just like that one guy, the one about the liver, how it's spotted. And I mean, so he took Howie's suggestion, and boy, did that go wrong. So let's not say that. But I think that will really help them, and I liked how he said that because he's kind of the voice of what America wants to see
Right.
that they don't are unaware of. So I think that will be interesting. Like,
And that's the reason why we can't really be upset with him, even though he's cocky and kind of really not hiding the fact that he thinks this is the reason, or he's the reason why the show's doing so great. The main thing is, it kind of is the reason why, and what he has to say is usually what we're thinking, and he kind of is the only judge, in my opinion. Let me think about that before I say it.
yeah, think about it.
No, he's kind of the only judge who actively gives constructive criticism, like real criticism that they can take back with them even after they get off the show and use it. He doesn't just say, oh, that wasn't that great of a performance, I think next time, blah, blah, blah. He really dives deep. I hate saying dives all the time. But he really goes deep into trying to tell them what they can do to try to make the act better. And I think that's important, because then it's not in vain. Even if you get eliminated, you took something from the experience besides making it to New Jersey.
Thank you. We're going to say that from now on. I love that. Yeah.
So next was Todd, Oliver, and Irving, and Lucy, the new dog. And I wanted Kaori to be here so we could hear her talk about how much she loves animals.
I know.
But it was cute. I love the concept of the ventriloquist on the... I mean, it looks real, too. It's really...
Doesn't it? Yeah.
But it didn't work for him. The material wasn't that great. And I think this is, once again, Howard gave great advice. He tells them that he just saw Ted, which I saw Ted this weekend. It was great. He saw Ted, and he said Ted's a little bit raunchy, so it'd be great if, like, the animals had a bit of a raunchy wild side. And that's something America would want to watch. I would want to watch that if they were cursing at each other, or at least it wasn't just a little childish, whatever stuff he had going on, just a little love connection.
Yeah, a little bit more sophisticated, I think. Yeah.
Like, your audience isn't going to be... I mean, it could be little kids, but in Vegas, like, you're going to have, like, couples and singles and drunks. And
Drunkers.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say drunks.
We want to see some, well, not we, I'm not drunk right now, but we want to see, like, some raunch, something that's going to keep us interested, and I don't think that act kept anyone interested.
Right. I think it was, I mean, I actually kind of laughed when he said, like, he peed on the guy's pillow
that
or
was
whatever.
funny.
I thought that was
But how
cute,
many
even
times
if-
did you laugh?
Right.
Right.
Like once or twice.
Right.
And it was more cute, and I get what he's saying. Or even if he can go into current events or politics, I think that will add another level of humor. Like, I'm a South Park fan. I do the South Park AfterBuzz show, and it's amazing. It's because they tie in current events and politics as opposed to, I'm sorry to say this, but Family Guy humor.
Yeah.
I hate Family Guy. I think it's lame and it's not as funny. Whereas South Park and The Simpsons, they use current events and sophisticated humor.
We disagree. I love Family Guy.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, but that's then you should love his act with the little toilet humor.
No, I definitely don't love his act. But yeah, I mean, he didn't make it through to the next round.
Yeah,
he
so it
didn't
didn't matter
deserve
anyway.
to. American BMX stunt team. It was dangerous, but I wasn't that entertained. Like, I would not pay any money to see that, and maybe there's an audience for that, but I'm not part of that audience.
I really agree with that, and everyone was so taken back and thought it was a really good act. But for me, I thought it's just when I keep seeing things so many times, it's just like I wasn't excited
If
at
we want to
all.
see that, can't we go to, like, X Games or something? That just
Yeah,
happened
they
this
do
past
that all
week.
the time.
Yeah. So
Good
it wasn't
point.
anything, like, I don't know. And how long, the thing is, for me, too, when I think about, not only do I want to see them or not, but how long could I sit through these bicycles going up and down in the air,
Yeah.
like back and forth on stage? Like, I'm not going to sit longer than 5 minutes to watch that.
Exactly. Agreed.
I'm being super critical, but I'm just honest. Nikki Jensen, she had a beautiful voice. She's cute. She's from Australia. She moved out here, like, to pursue her dreams. I said it was a nice song choice. It showed how unique her voice was. But I felt like I was watching The Voice or American Idol, I said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the reason why, I think she made a mistake by getting rid of the guitar.
I was going to ask you that. I thought it was a mistake too, even though everyone was like, "Oh, it's such a good idea." I thought that took the originality out of it, because then she just became some girl with a different voice, which
Right.
again, even though it's unique, I feel like things come in trends, and even though right now it's unique, everyone's going to start singing like
Right.
that eventually.
Yeah.
Everyone. Just like I tap, everyone taps to hip hop and pop songs now. Like, it's not unique. And when does it become not unique anymore when so many people do it?
Yeah.
So, and then again, she's not a performer. So it was very, like, just like what you said, very, like, karaoke. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously with a beautiful voice, but yeah, I
Can
agree.
we all do karaoke one weekend?
Yes,
Okay. Thanks.
I will stop.
have to ask
but
AJ
I
and
know you're
Kaori.
great. Yes.
Can we have an AfterBuzz TV karaoke night, Phil? Can we make that happen? No response. Cool.
He's gonna say. There we go.
Sweet cherry pie. Yeah, we need to have a karaoke night. That would be
Okay.
awesome. In addition to AfterBuzz TV's Got Talent, we have to do that because it's AGT still.
I know. I
have
think
to
that's
do it.
really cute.
So next is the Scott brothers. Oh, Nikki didn't make it through. Next is the Scott brothers. Really cool. They're good. I still agree. So crisp, not a single mistake. And it was cool how they were doing the arm thing where it looked like one was going.
Loved that.
Howard was the one who didn't agree, and that's where I saw tension between Howard and Howie. He didn't agree with Howie saying that they were original. I thought their original is something that, okay, we kind of have seen that before, but I don't think I've seen it executed so well.
Never. And I agree. And the invisible hat thing, or with the floating hat, I guess you could say, that was so cool.
And the fact it's so, like, it's perfectly in sync, like, not a single mistake. Like, I didn't see any mistake.
Yeah, they make their own music, which I think is awesome.
Right.
I think they're really good.
And the sound effects and everything, like how they did that when he was, like, moving him around.
Yeah, their musicality is great.
They deserved to make it through, and they did. So that was, so we have, how many people have made it through so far that we talked about? 3?
Yes.
Okay, and then next we have Michael Nahad. He played Moves Like Jagger on a baseball bat, which sounded horrible.
I thought all the instruments sounded terrible
He
on
did
top of it.
He did a baseball bat, a shovel, a vacuum cleaner, and there was one more thing, and I just put WTF. And then Howie said if you were doing a concert at Home Depot, this would be amazing.
Oh, there's not enough liquor and therapy in the world to undo that.
I loved that because actually, I think if I saw it at Home Depot, I'd be like, "Wow, he's so
Right.
great. He needs to be on America's
He should
Got
have a
Talent
tip
guy."
jar and everything.
Yeah.
He'd go around to all your local Home Depots, Lowe's, like he can make some
People
money
would probably buy stuff and ask him to make it from there. Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, he didn't make it through, thankfully. The 787 crew, I could care less about them, and I put that. Why did I put that? I love the song choice. Oh, but it wasn't crisp. It wasn't crisp at all. They didn't make it through tonight, and I'm glad they didn't because they're trying to sell the story that they didn't have a chance. No, they did have a chance. They were on America's Best Dance Crew, and they didn't make it through. So don't sell this story like you have no opportunity. Like you had your opportunity, you just didn't make it. So.
And now they're gonna be on So You Think You Can Dance or something individually.
Yeah, we'll see that. They're just gonna keep trying to increase their 15 minutes of fame. Oh, there goes the rest of my notes. Shanice and Maurice Hayes. They look great on stage together. They sounded all right. I don't understand what the big hype is. I don't understand where the standing ovation came from.
Me too.
Nothing against them. It's a nice father-daughter duo. But the fact that Sharon was like, oh, the pitch was perfect and the harmony was, oh, God, it was just great. It was not. The harmony was not perfect. There were some pitchy moments, and I'm being super critical. But if I truly enjoy a singer, like really, really enjoy a singer the first time hearing them, or if it's a powerful performance, I usually get some type of chill, which I got with Edon.
Me too. I got those chills.
I didn't get any type of chill with them, and then the thing was, if there's a pitchy moment, I usually cringe, and I cringe for a little bit hearing some of their notes, and I don't understand where the standing ovation came from.
When I saw it, I was just like, oh, they're okay. And then when I saw the standing ovation, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? Did I miss something? What happened? I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And I thought it was very interesting how Howard was actually mentioning that the dad was a heart and soul of the show and the spice. I don't really understand that. Because to me, I know that they say it's not cheesy.
Yeah.
Maybe because I don't have a good relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cheesy.
Yeah. Because it's not. I could see if they took it to another level and sang like popular songs or like,
which was a suggestion.
Right,
That's
but
a good suggestion.
it's like it keeps me in these cheesy songs. Like I feel like next week we're gonna sing "I Got You, Babe," like something like that. Like it's so cheesy,
and that just makes it more cheesy.
Yeah.
And obviously there's no dancing or any. I mean, it's really just them two. So I don't know. I don't think they'll win.
They made it through to the next round, and I'm not necessarily thrilled about it, but I'm not necessarily upset either. So hopefully they take it to the next level next time we see them.
Hopefully. Which
will be in a couple of weeks. So there's so many episodes of this show. David Garibaldi and the CMYKs, amazing performance.
That was awesome.
And the thing with them was this is the last act. The last act. They were the last act, and they made it through. The thing that is amazing with them is how they incorporate their music and their talent and the dance and everything, just everything together. And the song choice that they chose was "Painted Black." And at first I was like, okay, it's a good song choice. And then they were doing it, painting it or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And when they finished the painting, I was like, oh, That's it. Then when he finished the painting, he took the black paint and like sprayed it over. I was like, well, that was pointless. And then they flipped the mirror around. It was this beautiful image, and I was like, whoa! Like I wasn't expecting that. And they took it to another level, gave us something different, got a standing ovation not only from the audience but from the judges as well. And I can't wait to see what else they have to offer. Like each week it gets better and better. And at first, when they were doing it, I was getting a little annoyed because it seemed like for this time, before it was like, oh, splash of paint here, splash of paint there. And this time, for a while, he's like focusing a little on little things. I was like, oh, I want to see like the big fast stuff. But that ending sold it for me.
Yeah, and I liked how he's doing how he's doing different techniques, and I like how, again, he's upping the ante, and I can't wait to see what he has to offer in the weeks to come. Hopefully he'll keep surprising us.
Yeah. So,
even if they're just little things. I mean, we notice. So.
Right. But yeah, so that was your first 12 quarterfinalists, and I was semi-impressed. But we'll take a quick commercial break and then come back with, can we predict anything? We'll come back with something for you.
We'll come back with the news. A little bit of news.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows. Like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out, give them a holler, and tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
It sounds like they're saying, tell Emile Woolly Bear sent you, but I've never talked to Woolly Bear. I'm just saying. I don't know who Woolly Bear.
I can hear your name.
But he sounds like somebody from Georgia. So
well,
could
there
be.
You go. Could be somebody. So pretty much one thing I want to bring up was how many times, you guys, did Howard say Nick deserves an Emmy? I mean, I didn't count, but it was seriously at least a good 3 to 5 times.
Does he really deserve an Emmy?
Every time. What do you think?
I think Nick's a great host. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, compared to who? Like, who else is like,
well, he kept
probably
saying
Kat Deely would be nominated. Who else?
He made a comparison to Ryan Seacrest, which I don't think you can compare anybody to Ryan Seacrest.
Well, since we're hosts, like he's like our hosting god. Yeah.
But I don't know who. I don't know why he kept saying that. I just don't understand.
Well, you have the guy from Survivor, Jeff Probst.
Yeah.
He's in the running.
Ah.
Wait, did Nick actually get nominated?
I don't know. I'm just throwing out names. Jenny McCarthy's a host. Like,
there's
a lot of hosts out there.
The dude from Bachelor.
Oh yeah.
In Bachelorette, that was his name, Craig. No, Chris.
Yeah. I don't know. He's never been in the running in the past. So come on.
But Nick, I don't know if he necessarily deserves an Emmy. He's a great host, though. He entertains me, so maybe.
He is very entertaining, and I think he's one of those hosts that sound like a hey. He like really interacts. So I hope he does well. But how many times did Howard say that?
It just seems like it was like a for your consideration ad throughout the whole show.
That's what I'm really thinking, because if you guys go on Hollywood right now, there's actually I forgot who it was, but it was like, how about this for an Emmy? I think it was like Heidi Klum or something.
Yeah.
It's literally a huge billboard that is literally an Emmy consideration. I know Kathy Griffin's done that before. I read her book, and that's what she was saying too. So I think that was really what it was.
Yeah.
Cute and funny. And also a little thing that I noticed was it said 10 votes per method, and it was like, shouldn't it be 1 vote per method? Like, really? Come on.
So you can call, text, what else? Vote online? Can you vote?
Yeah,
oh my
probably.
God.
Call, text, vote online 10 times. I just think that that's absurd. Like, it should be number one in my world, 1 time. That's it. But how are you going to control like the text and the? I mean, you can't do that. But I just think that's weird. How you can vote 10 times.
I mean, I'm a fan of the show, but I don't think I'm gonna take the time to do 30
that's
votes.
pretty standard for most shows.
But why?
To engage an audience.
10
the super
times?
fans like yourselves.
No, it would have to be like a relative or something. Like, if I really like somebody, I'd vote once, but unless it was my relative, then I'd go crazy and spend all day doing it.
Do you think people actually do that? Because
Yeah.
if they do, I think those same people need to like rate and comment our AfterBuzz after show.
You gotta hound them down and find them.
And they need to tell at least 10 people and have them rate and comment our after show and tell them about
Okay.
all the other AfterBuzz TV after shows.
There we go.
That's the
Listen
only
up,
way I
guys.
think is useful.
Yeah.
The only way I think is useful.
And so, last but not least, and this is the end of the note. So, Howie went on the Today Show, and he was saying who he thought was gonna win for the quarterfinals, and he was dead on. Every single person that he said made it. Yeah, he's spot on.
Well, isn't that
Which
suspect?
I always. Are we gonna investigate this too?
Wait a minute now. Every single one?
Yeah, every single one.
TV exclusive.
Wait a minute. We need to bring Howie on
Every
here.
single one. He said, yeah, the Scott brothers, Shanice Hayes, like the Shanice and what's the dad's name? Maurice? Yeah, Hayes, David Garbaldi, and Edon.
Interesting.
Those were the 4 that he said, who went on.
Huh.
Because for me, I was able to say who it was, and I know you were too, but that's because we had 3 of them compared, and it was just so obvious who the
Yeah.
star was. But out of the 12, I wouldn't really know.
Well, the only one I had issue with, or the one I didn't know for sure, was Little Star and Scott Brothers.
And she lost her twinkle.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Poor little tink tink. But yeah, so Scott Brothers, Shanice and Maurice, David Garibaldi, and the CMYKs, and Edon are the first 4 to go through to the semifinals.
Yeah, but and then last but not, what did you think about the whole 4 and 5 and how the judges got to choose? That's the first time this has happened.
I think we both agreed that I think 4 should have just gone through automatically, because I don't think that the ventriloquist animal dude should even had a chance. Honestly, I don't think he was the one who made the 4th spot.
No way. I'm surprised Edon was number 4.
As long
I'm
as Edon
shocked.
keeps doing David Guetta, I mean, I'm sold.
Okay. And that's it. That's all we've got.
That's all we got.
Mhm.
But next week, America's Got Talent is going to be on at
At 8 Tuesday.
Is it 8 at Tuesday?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So next week, America's Got Talent is going to be on 8 o'clock at Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
Perfect.
When we're going to be on, we're still going to figure it out, but
Yeah,
we'll
probably
be tweeting.
9 p.m.,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll announce it whether it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Tuesday. And then the result show is going to be Wednesday, and hopefully we can get a consistent schedule soon, because it's a little chaotic, and then we can get our other 2 co-hosts back, so you can have some balance here.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, I think that's a wrap. Where can we find you?
At Kyra Batte.
And at Emilio E. Jr. And make sure you rate and comment, subscribe, and we love you.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.